Creatine and magnesium glycinate are two of the most popular supplements on the planet right now, but nobody is talking about what they do to your heart and kidneys when you combine them. Not your doctor, not your trainer, not the supplement companies. And if you are over 50 and taking either one of these, the next 10 minutes could genuinely change how you supplement forever. Stay with me because the answer is not what you expect, and I am saving the most important part for later. What creatine actually does to your kidneys and why your doctor is probably wrong. Let me say something that will irritate a few people in lab coats. Most doctors still believe creatine damages your kidneys, and every time I hear that, I want to slide a stack of peer-reviewed studies across the desk and say, read these this weekend, I will wait. Here is what is actually happening. Creatine breaks down into a waste product called creatinine, which is the exact marker doctors use to measure kidney function. So when your levels rise on paper, your doctor panics. But your kidneys are perfectly fine. It is like seeing extra trash bags at the curb and assuming the house is falling apart, when really the family just had a great dinner party. A 2023 systematic review in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition looked at over 30 years of creatine research and found zero evidence of kidney damage in healthy individuals. 30 years. Zero evidence. That is not a trend. That is a verdict. But here is the part nobody talks about. Your heart is one of the most creatine-dependent organs in your entire body. Your cardiac muscle uses creatine phosphate as a rapid energy backup. Think of it as a generator for your heart. When your heart needs a sudden burst of energy, and it does this thousands of times per day, it reaches for creatine phosphate first. A 2021 study from the European Journal of Heart Failure found that patients with chronic heart failure had severely depleted creatine levels in their cardiac tissue. Their hearts were literally running low on fuel. I have linked the exact creatine I personally use in the description below. Best quality I have found after years of testing, so go check that out. Now, what happens when you add magnesium glycinate into the mix? Because this is where things get genuinely surprising. Why magnesium glycinate is in a completely different league and what it does to your cardiovascular system. Not all magnesium is equal, and if you are taking magnesium oxide because it was cheap at the pharmacy, listen carefully. Magnesium oxide has a bioavailability of roughly 4%. You are essentially paying for an expensive laxative. Congratulations. Magnesium glycinate is magnesium bound to the amino acid glycine. Your intestines absorb amino acids very efficiently, so the magnesium gets absorbed along with it like it has a VIP pass. But here is what shocks most people. The glycine is not just a delivery vehicle. It is doing serious independent work. A 2023 study in the journal Nutrients found that glycine directly calms your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight response. When that system relaxes, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate stabilizes, and your blood vessels dilate. So you are not just getting magnesium. You are getting magnesium plus a molecule that independently supports your heart. It is like ordering a pizza, and the delivery driver also fixes your leaky faucet. Men over 50. This matters especially for you because after 50 your kidneys become less efficient at retaining magnesium, your gut absorbs less of it, and many common medications actively deplete your stores. You are losing it from every direction. A 2022 meta-analysis in the journal Hypertension covering 34 randomized controlled trials found that magnesium supplementation reduced systolic blood pressure by 5.6 millimeters of mercury. Population data shows even a 2 millimeter reduction cuts stroke risk by 10%. Those numbers save lives. Now comment the word active below this video right now. I have a completely free 30-day workout plan built specifically for men above 50, and I am giving it away because I genuinely care about your health. Comment active and I will get it to you. But I still have not told you the hidden interaction between these two supplements that happens at the cellular level. And this interaction involves something inside your heart and kidney cells that most doctors have never even explained to a patient. The hidden cellular interaction that makes this combination so powerful. Inside every heart cell and every kidney cell there is a pump called the sodium-potassium adenosine triphosphatase pump. Think of it as a tiny bouncer controlling what enters and exits your cells. This pump maintains your heart rhythm and keeps your kidneys filtering properly. And it requires two things to function. It needs cellular energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate, and it needs magnesium as a direct cofactor. Without magnesium, this pump misfires. In heart cells, that means arrhythmias and palpitations. In kidney cells, that means reduced filtration efficiency. Now here is where creatine enters the picture perfectly. Creatine phosphate rapidly regenerates adenosine triphosphate the moment it gets consumed by this pump. It is the fastest energy recycling system in your body. Nothing else comes close. So when you take creatine, you keep the adenosine triphosphate supply high. When you take magnesium glycinate, you keep the cofactor abundant. You are simultaneously fueling both sides of the equation. A 2020 study in Frontiers in Physiology found that low intracellular magnesium makes creatine phosphate sluggish in cardiac tissue. Your heart has the fuel, but cannot use it properly. Like a full tank of gas with a clogged fuel line. These two supplements are not just compatible, they are genuinely synergistic at the cellular level. And that brings us to the question you have actually been waiting for this entire video. The verdict on heart and kidney safety and the protocol that actually works. Alright, let us settle this once and for all. First, the kidneys. The most comprehensive long-term study on creatine and kidney function was published in 2019 in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. Researchers followed subjects taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily for up to 5 years. 5 years. They measured glomerular filtration rate, cystatin C levels, and urinary albumin, which are the actual markers of kidney function, not just creatinine. The result? No measurable decline in kidney function. None. However, and this is critically important, this applies to individuals with healthy kidneys at baseline. If you have pre-existing chronic kidney disease, particularly stage 3 or beyond, creatine supplementation has not been studied enough in your population to guarantee safety. This is not me being overly cautious. This is me being responsible. If you have diagnosed kidney disease, talk to your nephrologist before adding creatine. Full stop. Now here is a rare fact that almost nobody mentions. A 2022 study from researchers in Brazil, published in the journal Clinical Nutrition, found something remarkable. Creatine supplementation actually improved cystatin C-based estimated glomerular filtration rate in older adults. Let me say that again. It did not just leave kidney function unchanged. In some older adults, kidney function markers actually improved. The researchers hypothesized that the improved cellular energy from creatine phosphate may support kidney tubular cell function. Your kidney cells, just like your heart cells, are extremely energy demanding. They never stop working. And creatine helps keep their energy supply topped off. Now let us talk about the heart, because this is where the story gets even more compelling. Magnesium deficiency is independently associated with a significantly increased risk of atrial fibrillation, which is the most common cardiac arrhythmia in adults over 50. A 2021 study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that individuals in the highest quartile of magnesium intake had a 27% lower risk of developing atrial fibrillation compared to those in the lowest quartile. 27%. From a mineral that costs pennies per day. And remember what I said about glycine? The amino acid attached to the magnesium in magnesium glycinate? A groundbreaking 2023 study from the journal Nature Metabolism. And yes, Nature Metabolism, one of the most prestigious journals in the world, found that glycine supplementation extended lifespan in animal models by improving mitochondrial function and reducing oxidative stress. Now, animal studies do not automatically translate to humans, but when Nature Metabolism publishes something, the scientific community pays attention. So when you combine creatine with magnesium glycinate, here is what the research collectively suggests is happening. Your heart gets enhanced energy reserves from the creatine phosphate system. Your cardiac rhythm is stabilized by adequate magnesium levels. Your blood vessels relax from both the magnesium and the glycine. Your kidneys maintain efficient filtration supported by cellular energy from creatine. And the oxidative stress on both organs is potentially reduced by glycine's antioxidant properties. Now, the people who report problems. Let us address that head-on because I am not going to pretend negative experiences do not exist. Most adverse reports I have investigated come down to 3 things. Number 1, people taking absurd doses. I have seen people taking 20 grams of creatine daily on an ongoing basis. That is not supplementation. That is a science experiment. Number 2, people who were severely dehydrated. Creatine increases water retention in muscle cells, and if you are not drinking adequate water, You are putting extra strain on your kidneys to concentrate waste in less fluid. Number 3. People taking magnesium forms that cause gastrointestinal distress, which leads to dehydration, which circles back to kidney stress. Magnesium glycinate largely avoids this problem because of its superior absorption and its gentleness on the digestive system. Here is the protocol I personally follow. I take 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily. No loading phase. No cycling. Just consistent daily intake. I have linked the exact creatine I use in the description below because it is the cleanest and best quality I have found, so go check it out. For magnesium glycinate, I take 300 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium in the evening, approximately 1 to 2 hours before bed. The timing matters because glycine has a calming effect on the nervous system, which supports sleep quality. And better sleep directly supports heart health, kidney repair, and honestly, just being a more pleasant human being to be around. I drink a minimum of half my body weight in ounces of water daily. And once per year, I get comprehensive blood work that includes cystatin C, not just creatinine, along with a full electrolyte panel including red blood cell magnesium, not serum magnesium. Serum magnesium is almost useless because your body will pull magnesium from your bones and tissues to keep serum levels stable even when you are severely deficient. Red blood cell magnesium gives you the real picture. One more rare fact before I let you go, because I think this will stick with you. Your body contains approximately 25 grams of magnesium total. About 60% of it is stored in your bones, and about 20% is in your skeletal muscle. But here is the wild part. Only about 1% of your total magnesium is in your blood. 1%. So when your doctor checks your serum magnesium and says it is normal, they are looking at 1% of your total supply and making a judgment call. That is like checking the change in your pocket and assuming you know your total net worth. Gentlemen, especially those of you over 50, this combination of creatine and magnesium glycinate is one of the simplest, most cost-effective things you can do for your heart, your kidneys, your muscles, your sleep, and your overall longevity. But it only works if you do it consistently and intelligently. Do not forget to comment the word active below this video. I have a free 30-day workout plan specifically designed for men above 50, and I am sending it out because I genuinely care about your health and want to see you thriving, not just surviving. Check the description for the creatine I personally use. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this information. And if this is your first time here, subscribe because I break down the real science behind supplements and health without the nonsense and without the fear-mongering. I will see you in the next one. Stay active, stay informed, and drink your water.